morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the Monday morning show. Happy Monday.
Thank God it's Monday.
TGIM. We are so glad to be here with you for yet another episode of the Monday morning show. So, we've got some things to talk about.
We sure do.
What are we going to talk about today?
Well, no, I was wondering, are you a fan of flying?
Not particularly.
No?
No, like flying in the air like on a kite or like on a plane or like jumping out of a parachute.
Pause. How many times have you flown on a kite?
Well, none.
Okay.
Zero times about.
So I was wondering more about an airplane.
Oh, yes. I don't love flying. I don't hate flying, but
What's the longest flight you've ever taken?
I went from New York to Germany.
How long did that take? Do you remember?
I want to say it was my sophomore year of high school. I want to say it was 8 or 9 hours. It was a long flight. Wow. Yeah, we had it was an overnight flight, but that was the longest flight I've ever been
That's
on.
pretty long. Mm-hmm. This week, passengers on a plane from New Zealand to New York flew for a total of 16 hours to end up back where they started in New Zealand.
16 hours?
16 hours, and They got nowhere. They left New Zealand 10 hours into their flight. They found out that their terminal was on fire in New York.
Well, that's not helpful.
And to avoid further delays on flights, they turned it right around and went back to New Zealand.
Oh my gosh, after 10 hours?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a total of 16 hours to go.
How long
absolutely
was that
nowhere.
Flight supposed to take?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Probably a little bit longer than
and
that.
Also
even.
Disappointing.
Yeah,
Oh.
Can you imagine being stuck at, what if you had your kid with you?
Oh my gosh, or a baby on a 16-hour flight that got you nowhere?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
I hope they got some good airline credits for that.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that tomorrow is National Tooth Fairy Day?
Is it?
It sure is.
Wow.
And did you believe in the Tooth Fairy?
I did. Probably for longer than I should have.
Really? How old were you when you stopped believing?
Probably 8 or 9.
8? Okay.
I might have just wanted to hang on to the...
I mean, it's a pretty exciting thing. Like, you lose a tooth, you put it under the pillow, something crazy happens in the night. How did we never see anyone in the night?
She's sneaky.
The sneaky Tooth Fairy. Did you know how long the Tooth Fairy's been around?
How long?
The very first mention of the Tooth Fairy was in the Chicago Daily Tribune in 1908.
Wow.
Which makes the Tooth Fairy over 115 years old. And she's still kicking.
Wow.
She's still flying around, exchanging teeth for money. What does she do with the teeth? Do we ever learn?
I don't know. Something weird.
Yeah. She's got a lot of teeth.
That's a lot of teeth.
That's a lot of teeth.
There's a lot of teeth.
How much did the Tooth Fairy bring you when you were a kid?
$1. $2, maybe, if I was lucky, but about $1. What about you?
My Tooth Fairy I often lost my teeth. Like, I didn't hold on to them. I wasn't very responsible with my teeth when they fell out, so I would have to make crafts that would represent my teeth. And then she'd sometimes leave me like a gold dollar, I think.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, or like just another exchange of the craft. It'd be some sort of strange things, but it wasn't always exactly the same.
My daughter lost a lot of teeth at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
And it was a difficult time, stressful, so I started to get forgetful. And I forgot to have the Tooth Fairy visit a number of times, and I finally had to tell her that the Tooth Fairy got laid off, like everyone else, because it wasn't safe to go into people's houses.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it wouldn't be safe during COVID.
No. I think that's when she figured out. But
that it wasn't real.
Yeah, she played along.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
The going rate for a tooth now is $4.57, which is a very exact amount of time.
It is.
Or money, but yeah, it's strange. Ain't that the tooth?
Ain't that the tooth?
What else do we have going on, Ashley?
Well, the old saying goes...
How does the old saying go?
What's one man's junk is another man's treasure.
That must be Junker Treasure.
Or the Great Exchange, as it's otherwise known around here.
Yes, yes.
All throughout this week, you can bring your junk or your unused items down to the Michigan Room and take home some treasures. And people come and go all week. So
it's always changing. If you stop in at 9 a.m. today and go in at 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be a whole different room. There's always an interchange of so many things. things that you think are, you're never going to use again. Bring them on down. See if you can find something you could give a new life to and get some new stuff. It's a fun event.
Yeah.
I like to just go peek around and see what's changing, what's popular, what's maybe going to get forgotten, and it's fun. It's neat.
Is.
And tomorrow,
Yep.
Tuesday, is our monthly This Is Your Life social, which is our new resident social. So we will be introducing a handful of new residents, doing brief interviews with them, asking some questions, learning a little bit more about them. And we'll also get to eat some delicious food and have some drinks and some good times with your neighbors. And this month's social is Love is in the Air theme.
Aw.
So wear red or pink or your pilot's uniform, or if you have
love is in the air.
Love is in the air, or if you're a mail carrier, because love is in the air through the mail.
Love it.
So dress up. We encourage it, and we look forward to seeing you all there tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the auditorium.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wednesday this week, we kick off another annual favorite.
We sure do.
We are showing the 8 of the 10 nominees for Best Picture this year. The other 2 are not quite available to us yet.
They're not.
But beginning Wednesday, we'll be showing All Quiet on the Western Front. Friday, we are going to be showing The Banshees of Inisherin. And these are all showing 2 p.m. in the auditorium. And watch your item updates, your criers, everything for information on descriptions of the movies and schedule for the movies coming up. It's always a fun thing to get to see movies you might not otherwise watch, but the Academy thinks they're the best of the best.
They could be the best.
Yeah,
Then
it's worth checking out.
Yeah. And we'll have popcorn, we'll have root beer, and we'll have movie candy.
Yes.
So it's always a good time for snacks and good movies.
Love it.
Or not so good movies, but that's up to you to decide,
Yes.
and we'll find out. Thursday this week, we are having a rescheduled concert. So in December, Marty Miller was supposed to be here for a performance, but we had a crazy winter weather storm right before Christmas. So he had to cancel. And we are now rescheduling him for an evening of sing-along tunes and lots of unforgettable music. So 7:15 Thursday night in the auditorium, we'll have a good time with Marty Miller.
Marty's always a good time.
He's a good time.
He's great.
Yeah.
Friday, we'll wrap up the week with our 3rd annual Walk for Warmth, where we've partnered with Community Action House. That'll be at 2 p.m. on Friday. You can meet down by the front door, go for a nice 3-mile walk. We're also using this chance to raise some money for the Community Action House. So a good way to give to a good cause, get some fresh air, some exercise.
Yeah. And if you don't want to walk outside, you want to walk on the track, but you still want to donate, you're welcome to do that. We want you involved in any way that you can be. So
How do they donate?
you bring your form to the activities office.
Okay.
And more information on that will be in the item update, but
Okay.
there
Wonderful.
will be, ways to donate. So, perfect.
That's what's happening this week, but we've got some events coming up in March that we want to share with you now so you can get them on your calendars and kind of get excited for them.
Get them on your calendars, sign up on Touchtown if you want to get really ready, and we'll have more details as they get closer, but we've got a few exciting things.
Yeah.
So, what do we have?
Well, March 7th, Tuesday, we've got a tour of the Herrick District Library. So we'll be given a tour of all 3 floors, kind of see what they've got to offer, what they're giving back to the community. And if you don't have a library card yet, there will be some time at the end of this trip to sign up for one. So
And what time is that at?
that is at
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yes. Do you know what else we're doing on the 7th?
I think we're going to see a movie.
We are going to see a movie at the Sperry Theater. So the 7th is going to be a busy day, but at 1 o'clock we will be going to the Sperry Theater to see A Man Called Otto. And signups for that are open already. And tickets are $8. It should be a really good movie.
Starring Tom Cruise.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Not Tom Cruise.
Not
We
Tom
love
Cruise.
Tom Hanks, though.
We do love Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Starring Tom Hanks. It's a great movie. That one should be really fun. So sign up for that on Touchdown as well. Same day. If you want to go on 2 trips in one day, it's a good day to do it.
Absolutely.
And then the next week, Tuesday, March 14, we are going to go to Lansing.
Yay.
For a day trip. We are going to tour the State Capitol building, have lunch in Lansing, and do a self-guided tour of the Michigan Historical Museum. And any good day trip would not be complete without ice cream. So we will be stopping for ice cream on our way
course.
home. And yeah, there should be a lot of good stuff, and it'll just be a neat day to do a couple tours and get some cool history. So we hope you'll join us. Sign up on Touchtown, and cost for that is TBD, so we will have that posted shortly.
That sounds like a good day.
Yeah, it should be fun.
A couple days later, on Thursday, March 16, we're going to be touring the Holland City Hall office, led by Mayor Box, and we'll get a behind-the-scenes look at what goes on there. And that'll be at 2:45 on that Thursday. So you won't want to miss out on any of these.
We got a lot of good stuff coming up, so make sure you get signed up, get ready, get excited. We're excited, so we hope you are too. Well, hello, Vince. Welcome.
Hi there, Noah. Thank
you for being here.
Sure.
We're excited to get to chat with you a little bit today. Would you please start by telling the viewers who you are and what you do here at Freedom Village?
Sure, I'd be happy to. My name is Vince McNichol, Director of Financial Services, and we oversee the finances for the building. We have a team of 3 full-time employees.
Cool. And people might not see you very often. You're not out and about. They might not visit you too often. Do you get a lot of resident visitors?
We do. We encourage people to stop by. We're on the 3rd floor in the business office in the Lakes building, so stop by, call, email anytime. We're happy to see you.
Vince is very helpful. I always like to go visit him just to chat.
Great.
How long have you been here at Freedom Village?
It will be 7 years this upcoming June.
Awesome. And have you been in the same role since you started?
I have.
Okay.
Yep.
That's kind of unusual for here. We have a lot of people that jump around in their years, I mean, me included, but so you started in finance and stayed right there?
Stayed in that spot. The person that was here before was here 25 years, so extending the tradition. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
And what would you say is the most rewarding part of your job?
For me, it's always meeting with residents and hearing their stories. So I can think of one in particular when I first hired on. A resident came up to me, this was shortly after I started, and said, I hope you just don't change a good thing here in finance. So hopefully I haven't disappointed them. I always remember that. So.
Yeah, we don't always like change around here.
I know.
But that's all good. And do you have a favorite memory of your time working here?
I'd say just overall meeting with residents. It's new every day. I get to meet with new residents when they move in and then help them kind of along the way. So
yeah, you do all the you're involved with all the closings, right? So you get to meet people right when they're planning to move in and
right from day one. So
that's exciting.
They're pretty excited, and then it takes some time to get used to the building, and then we see them usually when the first invoice comes as well. So that's not a fun time for them, but we try to help them with the questions. So.
Sure. Yeah, all you can do, right?
That's right.
Cool. And would you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
I would say I'm kind of a combination of both.
Combination?
Yep. I'm comfortable in most situations, kind of related. Large groups, I'm probably least comfortable, if I had to say something like that.
So talking in front of large groups is not your favorite thing to do?
No, but I'll do it.
You'll do it if you have to.
That's right.
So this is kind of a large group now, though it doesn't feel like it.
It is. It's going to be a large group.
Yes.
So,
but does it feel like one-on-one, so then it's okay?
It's still a one-on-one for me, so we're good.
Perfect, good. And what is the best trip you've ever been on in your personal life?
My wife and I enjoy going to warm places. So St. Martin in the Caribbean was probably one of my favorites I can think of. So
the blue water.
Yep, the blue waters, the sands. We enjoy that. And then recently we've been to Hawaii a couple times too. So last time we were there was in January for whale watching. So that was really a lot of fun.
Did you see any whales?
Every day, just looking out the window, you can see them in the water. So we did a couple of boat trips too, to see them up close and personal, but it was a neat experience.
Can you tell how big they are watching them from the window? I've never seen a whale.
Not until we did the boat trip. They're about as big as a school bus.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, they're huge.
Oh my gosh.
So but from the shore they look pretty small.
Oh, cool.
So,
neat. And this is kind of a weird question, but if you were one of the 7 dwarfs, which your options are Doc, Sleepy, Dopey, Grumpy, Happy, Bashful, and Sneezy, which dwarf would you be and why?
Yeah, I don't know what other people said, but I would probably be the dopey guy.
You'd be Dopey?
I enjoy the fun-loving and the jokes and having a good time. So,
awesome. I love that. Nobody has answered Dopey yet. You're the first one. So
all right, good deal.
I like that. And what is a fact or a story the viewers would be surprised to learn about you?
I'm a sports guy, so I'm involved in running, even weightlifting at home, golf in the summer, and bowling in the winter. I bowl on a men's league once a week, so
Awesome.
I'm bowling right now. Yeah.
Where do you bowl? Where's your men's league at?
I live in Granville, so Fairlanes in Granville
Okay.
is where we go every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. So
Oh,
I'm
fun.
there. Yep,
That's
it's a good
cool.
time.
What is your high, did you bowl your whole life? Have you bowled for a long time?
Since I've been little, I
Okay.
can remember back being probably around 10, starting bowling, and kind of just kept it up from there. My all-time high was a 278 years
And what's
ago.
the perfect is
300.
300.
Yep.
Wow.
So I think I only had one miss the game. So
That's
yeah.
crazy. I'm a terrible bowler. I went bowling about a month ago and I won in our lane and my score was 72.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's okay.
It's not something I excel at.
Okay.
278, that's crazy.
Mhm.
You bowled for a long time. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of other weird questions.
Sure.
In your opinion, what would be your perfect or best sandwich? Your ideal sandwich?
My sandwich would be something with everything on it, loaded with as much toppings, onions, lettuce, mustard, mayonnaise, oil, just so it's
Just
almost
want all of it.
oozing out when you're eating it. So that's my favorite.
You have to take a fork to eat all the
That's
stuff
right,
that's falling
that's
out of
right,
it.
yep.
Yeah.
And plenty of
perfect.
napkins, right?
Yes. And have you ever asked someone for their autograph?
Many years ago, at a Chinese restaurant, when the pro golfers were in town, Chichi Rodriguez was there. So I don't know if you know him at all. He's guy
The
who
name
does-
sounds familiar.
He does a little sword fight thing with his putter.
Oh.
So I saw him there, and I went up and got his autograph. It was
Was
fun.
that local? Was that around
Yep,
here?
in Grand
Cool.
Rapids.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah,
And so you have his autograph still?
I believe I still have it in a
That's
drawer
cool.
somewhere. Yeah.
And then my last two strange questions are, what is your favorite smell?
My favorite smell would be any kind of fresh flower.
Fresh flower. And your least favorite smell?
No offense to any of the farmers out there, but my least favorite smell would be chicken farms in the summer.
Oh, chicken farms
So
are
that's-
very smelly.
That's a roll up the window for me. Sorry about that, but
Well, and then, there are some bad smells that come out of chicken farms.
Mhm. Yeah,
That
so
makes
for me,
sense.
yeah. So it was
Great.
nice talking to you today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning
Thank you,
in.
everybody.
And thank you, Vince.
It's Monday morning, and you know what that means. It's time for nonsense. Nonsense with Noah. Let's hit the halls.
Did the tooth fairy bring you anything?
Well, certainly not $1.
Not $1?
No. In the days when I was a little kid and losing my teeth, probably a nickel, as I recall. If I was lucky, a dime.
Ooh, a nickel or a dime. Perfect. Thank you. Give your kids anything from the tooth fairy?
Oh, of course.
How much did they get from the tooth fairy?
I think $1.
$1? Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Tim,
No,
what did the tooth fairy bring you?
nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing?
Did the tooth fairy bring your kids anything?
Yes.
What did the tooth fairy bring your kids?
It's a good question. I think a quarter.
A quarter.
Maybe more.
Maybe more?
Maybe more.
What determined whether or not it was more?
Size of the tooth.
Ah, that's what matters.
And
I
how
see.
many?
And how many? If it was more than one
Sometimes
at
they have
once,
multiples, yeah.
then would they get a whole $1?
Maybe. Maybe 2. I know.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
So my question today is, what did the tooth fairy bring you? Or did the tooth fairy bring you anything? Did your kids get anything from the tooth fairy?
Yeah.
Did you? What did your kids get from the tooth fairy?
Not very much.
Sure, but a piece of candy or something. That's so exciting to put your tooth under the pillow and get something different in the morning. It's super exciting. You saved them?
The tooth in it,
Yeah.
and with $1 in it.
Ah, for your kids, that's what they got. Nice.
That's what we did. We gave them money.
Nice.
Yeah.
I heard that now kids get $5,
Yeah.
which is crazy. I got a quarter, maybe $1, depended, but yeah, it all changes.
Did you see the new jewelry online today? You can take your kid's tooth and have a ring made out of it.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's a little bit spooky. Thank you, ladies.
Yes.
What did the tooth fairy bring you, or did the tooth fairy bring you anything?
Never.
Did the tooth fairy bring your kids anything? No tooth fairies in your house.
No.
All right. Good. What did the tooth fairy bring you, or did the tooth fairy bring you anything?
I think I got pennies under my pillow.
Pennies under your pillow?
I could have the cat in my bed for a while.
Oh, the cat could sleep in your bed? That was,
2 days.
oh, that was one of the tooth
Then I
fairy
had
brought.
to go back to the barn.
Then, poor kitty, out in the barn. But when you lost a tooth, he got to come stay with you. Nice, wonderful. Thank you.
Well, Ashley, I think that's all we have for you right now. That's all we've got for today. So thank you so much for tuning in to the Monday
Yes.
Morning Show. We're so glad you're here, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.